tuned in to The Andrew Lawton Show.
And I mentioned this on the show yesterday, and I wanted to revisit it. This moment that was captured on the weekend. Pierre Poilievre was having a very somber interaction it was on the National Day for Truth and Reconciliation with an Inuit elder. And this became this rather flurry of media attention on this when you had the Liberal minister, Mark Miller, try to be like, well, actually, and say, well, actually, she's Inuit and not Algonquin, when Poilievre was just saying in his tweet that he met with Algonquin people, and this woman was also there. And then you had the Canadian press pick it up, and Pierre Poilievre tried to talk to the Canadian press about this in a very Poilievre-esque way yesterday. But I wanted to go right to the source on this. The woman who was in that photo is a very well-known and very well-respected elder, and she joins me now, Manitok Thompson. Wonderful to speak to you. Thanks for joining me today.
Oh, thank you. Thanks for giving me the opportunity. Actually, I'm the Inuit knowledge keeper, and I'm a leader. And at that capacity, when I was there, I didn't go there as an elder. I went there because I wanted to speak to somebody about Inuit issues. And Pierre Poilievre was there.
The Liberal government has, it seemed, often tried to think or pretend that it is the party that speaks to these issues, and it's the only party that speaks to these issues. And ideally, every politician would respond to issues of Inuit people, of Métis people, of First Nations people. So how did you feel when you, talking to a leader of a party, became this political fight between the Liberals and the Conservatives?
I think that's so childish. Just a bunch of children playing games with each other when there's lots of priorities in Canada that has to be dealt with. And I'm so glad I had a photo with Pierre Poilievre. I'm very glad he was there. It was the Algonquin that led the ceremonies. There were lots and lots of Algonquin people, Inuit, but why would we take pictures when people are hurting and praying and doing their ceremonies? The only photo that shows is me with Pierre Poilievre. And so when he put a statement out that he was happy to meet with the Algonquin elders and leaders, it was very clear that he doesn't mean we're all Algonquin. Because when I met him, when I said I wanted to talk to him, he was very open, a very sincere person. And he said, hello. I said, I'm Manitok Thompson. He said, you were the minister in Nunavut and NWT. So he knew who he was talking to. And I talked about the Inuit issues. He knew exactly who he was talking to. But of course, the liberal public have twisted that to their advantage. But it's the most spoken photo right now, and I'm very, very glad to be in the photo with a Conservative.
And you're saying this not as a woman who has always or perhaps ever identified as a Conservative. You wanted to be a Liberal candidate at one point.
I was a minister in the Nunavut territory, and when I got out of it, I tried for the Liberal Party. I went through all the steps, and I visited a lot of homes, and I know there were a lot of people that signed up for the Liberal Party because of me, but at the end of the day, they didn't accept me. They didn't accept my nomination. They didn't want me, so why are they complaining now?
Do you feel that Inuit issues are often left out of broader discussions of Indigenous issues?
Well, actually down here, yeah, because we're so isolated. So whenever I have a chance, because I live in Carlton Place, whenever I have a chance, I go to any gathering. And if there's a leader there, I make sure I get close to them and try to get an audience with them. And in this case, Pierre Poilievre was very willing to talk to me, and he gave me time to talk to him, and he listened to all the issues the reason why I do it is because we just have one chair in the Parliament of Canada. There's nobody else over there. And for so many years, we had Liberal MPs, two Inuit MPs for years and years. And we were backbenchers for all that time. And I believe we were just being used as an extra motion person. That chair was being used just for the motion to put more numbers on, one more number. But when the Conservative got an MP, Leona Agluka, they made her a cabinet minister. They respected Inuit. And I was very glad, I'm very glad that there's been a lot of attention put on that photo. And I'm glad I was with Pierre Poilievre.
Now, I mean, I get the sense from what you're saying that you're the type who will speak to anyone and who will have these conversations. But are you a Conservative supporter now? Are you a Pierre Poilievre supporter now?
I will support him because I've been sworn at, I've been told off, I've been harassed by the Liberal public out there through messages. I was open to any leadership to talk to me. I've always been like that. I'm not there for a selfie. I'm not there to get a photo taken with whoever. But in this case, I was very happy afterwards that I have a photo with Pierre Poilievre because he was willing to listen. And I really appreciated that because of all the negative harassment I'm getting. I will support this man.
Are you thinking of maybe getting back into politics yourself with a federal election coming up? Would you run for his party?
Actually, I've been asked by some by some of the public down here, and I'm not sure at the moment what I will do because every day I walk in to these gatherings and I just speak to whoever can listen to the Inuit issues. And that would be very interesting, wouldn't it be, if I was invited to be nominated in one of the ridings down here? That would be something else to have an Inuk member in Parliament representing you. Wouldn't that be something else?
Well, and hopefully if you do run, they won't treat your nomination papers the way the Liberals did. Well, it was a delight to speak to you, Ms. Thompson. Thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you for this time.
All right, thank you.
Thanks for listening to The Andrew Lawton Show. Support the program by donating to True North at www.tnc.news.